Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Mac OS 14.1.1. Good, bad, and ugly. But before we get into that, a little comparison between two Mac Minis, one that's a base model and my main system, which is 16 by 512. So base model is 8 by 256, okay? So over here we have the big boy, 16 gigs of RAM with the memory being used just on a fresh boot to get to the desktop only. That's it, other than running Activity Monitor, which chews up squat like 98.9 megabytes. We're at like 5 gigs, 5.06 gigabytes of RAM in use. Okay, I've been telling you guys for a while how much Mac OS keeps chewing and chewing and chewing. Over here, 4.96 gigabytes in use with our 8 gig machine. Ooh. Congratulations. Funny thing is, Activity Monitor on the lower RAM computer is only using 36 megabytes of RAM. That's kind of weird. Why more there and less here? RAM? I don't know. I mean, we're not out by that much. I mean, so anyhow, we deal with it, right? All right, let's get on to all the ugly, good, and bad stuff. Memory management is getting better. So with that, what we're talking about is when you launch a program, of course, you should know by now you're not getting any of this RAM back. That's your OS, okay? So when you launch a program, that just adds more fuel to the fire for more RAM being used. Now, previous to 14.11, we did have some iffy-offies here and there, but this is a little bit more stable yet. I have seen the odd time, because it is still glitchy, it re-released all my RAM back. I'm like, sweet! Okay, other times it kept on, it hung on a little bit more, you know. So it is getting better in that sense, more stable, okay? More stable than it used to be, because a lot before this, it used to keep a lot more of that RAM to itself, even after quitting, right? And the idea is it keeps a little bit of extra, is supposed to anyway, so the next time you launch a program, it's like instant instead of bounce, bounce, bounce. Oh yeah, okay? So it makes it faster for relaunching. I guess that's the whole idea behind it. Swap, on the other hand, that's another story. Swap, a lot of times it just keeps the RAM, no matter what. You quit everything, you fire up Activity Monitor, and Swap is still being used, okay? I've had one occasion at least, maybe two in the last couple of days, where Swap actually did quit. But if it doesn't quit on you, okay, when you quit all your programs and you're back to the desktop, then you're going to have to reboot your computer. Otherwise, it ain't quitting on you, okay? And you want to get out of Swap, and you shouldn't even be in Swap, period, if you still got lots of leftover RAM, you know, on either side of the fence, okay? Now, that's other stuff I've noticed. So that at least is kind of sort of stabilizing, right? Now, one of the probably most annoying and worst things I've found with 14.1.1 that has never happened to me in any previous operating system, okay, whether it be on an M1 or even in an Intel Mac, okay, but on 14.1.1, it seems pretty solid. It's got a bone to pick, apparently, with exFAT. Now, we can read many different types of formatted media. We can run, well, generally on Intel Macs at least, we can run multiple OSs. On these Macs, it's a little bit different because they're Apple Silicon, right? But what I want to show you is a real prime example of this is nasty, okay? So we don't need Activity Monitor for this part, doesn't matter. And I'm going to quit it off this one, but we are primarily going to use actually this one, because that's actually got all my games on it anyway and easy drive access. So let's get our mouse back here. Get over here. All right, so game folder. Now in my game folder I have a lot of Mac only games, which is fine, right? I more game on my PC than I do on my Mac, but I like to game on the Mac sometimes too, especially if my PC is doing something and it's like, well, I don't want to disrupt that. I'll go play some games on my Mac. I got lots of games. Well, I like to convert games, right? PC games to run on the Mac, and I use a program called Polytol Porting Toolkit. And they're getting more and more advanced and definitely very Apple Silicon friendly now. However, they're not without the drawbacks here on Mac OS, because we see we have Soldier Fortune Platinum, Double Helix, Elder Scrolls, Skyrim, a game called Gun. I got 2 of the Grand Theft Autos, Vice City, San Andreas, Fable of the Lost Chapters, Fallout 3, and of course I have a couple of the Unreal Tournaments here. These are all wrappers, okay? So I've taken a PC game and I've converted it to run on a Mac, so we don't need to have Windows. Well, we can't anyways, right? We can't do boot camp with Windows anymore. So our solutions are virtual machines, which are, well, that's a whole other video. But virtual machines are not a really good answer either. And if you can wrap a program and you're successful with the wrapper, and sometimes you do have to make some tweaks within it, okay, it's wineskin, to get it to run better, but sometimes you don't. They just run fantastic. Skyrim runs absolutely outstanding. I can go ultra graphics 1080p, or I can go to medium graphics 2 or 4K, and it's flawless. It's fantastic. And anyways, so we're going to show you what the new nightmare is. I always keep backups of everything, Mac and PC. Each drive has all the same info. Not anymore. This is now exFAT only, and I had to make sure that all my PC stuff was definitely PC. Okay, so I do have all those files on my Windows computer on a D drive, but of course now we have another issue. Okay, but at least this is now intact, PC only. Away we go. Windows computers cannot read Mac formatted media. Okay, not without a special program, in which I don't want to get into that garbage. Okay, you keep installing more and more of these programs in that do this and do that. It just chews up more resources, more RAM, and you know, who knows, right? But I don't like to do that. I like to keep things separate but together. So I used to keep everything together, and these were always under exFAT. I never had a problem until 14.1.1. Now we have a new problem. All right, so I've got a drive here I'm going to plug in. Pretty cool, eh? Magnetic. Anyways, we're going to copy Unreal Tournament to this drive. This drive is formatted under exFAT, okay? So we're going to copy this program over. And you can see, well, I know you can't see very well, but trust me on this, please. This is Unreal Tournament. It has the icon representing it, the title, everything. Now, we are going to copy this over. Like I said, I like to have things on exFAT because this way I can just plug it in from one to the other. And I have not just Mac software backed up. I have, like, you know, my songs I've written. I've got songs I've recorded for upload. I've got all kinds of stuff that is cross-compatible without a problem. Okay? But this is the only problem that I seem to have come across in 14.1.1 that was never there before. Okay? And you're going to see what happens here. So you know that if you're on a Mac, icons represent the program. Halloween 3D has a big H and fire. Island Racers got a cool steering wheel. The Marathon Trilogy. Fallout 3 says Fallout 3, and it's got the background picture of the guy. And this is how we view stuff on a Mac. And it's nice visual representations. So we can also find our programs a lot faster too. And it looks cool. So it's not boring like Windows. Okay? Anyways, we have about 5 seconds left. Alright. So, this, remember, it's exFAT. We have a folder that's blank. Okay? It doesn't represent the game. The other problem I have with this, it'll start to verify because it's now a fresh run again. Okay? The game won't run. It'll crap out, or it'll take forever to verify and then just can't do it. Depends on the program wrapper. Sometimes it's immediate. Oh, you're missing this file. No, I'm not, because it runs on my Mac fine. I'm just trying to make a backup because these are to run on Mac only once they're converted, right? So it's like, now, any PC installers I have for games have absolutely no problem copying across, which is weird. It's just the wrappers. Why just the wrappers? What is Apple doing here? I have no idea. Okay, so let's go and format the drive. Okay. Crucial drive. And we're going to erase. Now, APFS is a default. All right, sure, why not? Erase. Now, my 1 terabyte external dump drive or data drive on my 16 gig Mac is already defaulted at APFS because it's a Thunderbolt drive and it runs faster and better when it's under APFS. It has all my files because that's where my games just came from. APFS formatted, no problem, right? And it's like, okay, so whatever. Anyhow, so that's now formatted under APFS. Now watch what happens. Same game. It's got the icon that represents the game. Everything's there. I wish iPads could zoom in and out on the... Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe we can. But we're going to keep it there. Can we actually zoom in? I wonder. Nope, we can't. Once we're recording, that's it. So, this is going to copy across. Takes less than a minute. No, we don't want it as a time machine backup. Stupid thing. So now this time, we can see the icon is it's copying across. There's always a reason to help you guys out here, because some of you are going to be like, what? You know? And a lot of you I know are like me. You got a PC at home to game on. Oh, look at that. Looks like Unreal Tournament to me. And it will verify and it will launch. And I already know this. We don't need to go through that because it takes about 4 minutes to verify. I don't think you want to hang out for that. But I guarantee you it's going to work, right? Not a problem. But as a straight folder, it's going to crap out. It's not going to run. It may say it's got missing files. It may be an immediate thing. It won't even try to verify it. It'll just go, hey, you're missing this file here? And it's like, no, I'm not. It runs fine off my main computer right now. I'm just trying to put it onto you to back it up. Okay? And if you do the reverse, of course, it's going to be a screwed up file. So Apple is like, I don't know what they're thinking. But anyways, let's go and reformat this drive now. And here's where things may or may not get interesting. All right? So let's erase this thing again. I want it back on exFAT. Okay? Erase. And this time, survey says it passed. Sometimes it actually, this is like on its own mind thing. Sometimes it'll fail to put it back to exFAT, like over and over. And then you format it to macOS Extended and then flip it back to exFAT. It might go through. There's some bugaboos going on. I think they've made some kind of boo-boos in our disk utility program or something. I don't know. But they've definitely made some boo-boos within the OS because we can't copy our wrappers off of our Mac that has Mac formatted media. We can't copy those wrappers now onto exFAT. So when we want to back up all of our Mac stuff and PC stuff onto a drive, we can no longer back up wrappers to that X formatted drive. We can put PC installers, doesn't care, doesn't matter, right? No big deal. And it doesn't affect anything. It's just the wrappers that are being affected. And I'm like, I don't know why. So Kevy's going to have a phone call conversation with Apple today about this. I think they need to give us an explanation, if they even have one. Which I'm not holding my breath at all, but you never know. One of the techs might know an answer of what Apple has done to completely screw us over, but that's just unacceptable when I've never had a problem before. So at least it's good that it's not affecting. Now, I can plug this exFAT drive, formatted drive, which has all my PC backups. I can plug this in and I can copy everything that is Mac only, okay, like Mac original only, and I can take all my PC backups, okay, which I have on this drive still, PC backup. I can take everything for games and copy it to this on my Mac, which is exFAT, with no LFX. I can even copy that to APFS. It's on APFS right now on this drive. It has no problem because this is where I do all my wrappers, right? I take all these programs and then I use my Polytol porting toolkit for wrapping these games, right? And I still have a few to go yet. By the way, don't try Cyberpunk because there's no wrapper for Cyberpunk on this one's. And if you try your own wrapper, custom wrapper, it ain't gonna work. Okay, I tried and I was like, oh, come on. So I'm gonna have to use the Apple one. But anyway, but MP3s will be fine. You know, I have a lot of all that stuff. I got video files. All that is gonna be that's all universal no matter what happens in life. These are all universal otherwise, right? Even my intro, outros, they're fine. All this other stuff is fine because it's just general files. There's not an issue with general file systems. But where we get into our trouble is with these games that we've now wrapped, and we can't put them over to exFAT as a backup with our other stuff. And I do prefer exFAT, like I said. So if I want to take files that I want to transfer from here into my PC, well, this is APFS now. PCs don't read APFS. They can't without a special program. I don't want to get into that stuff. Shouldn't have to. So I got just PC stuff only on here. But if I want any of my other files now, yes, I can take those other files. I can put them on here. Not a big deal. Okay. If I need to make another backup of this, okay, then I can take them off of there, but only the installers. I cannot take the wrappers and put them across into exFAT. And besides, the wrappers are for Mac, and they're not going to launch on the PC anyway, so who cares? But it does make backing up stuff now a bit of a nightmare problem, okay? So it's like, this is unacceptable. But these are some of the things I've noticed about 14.1.1. Otherwise, I mean, it boots nice and fast like it always has anyways. You know, we've already gone through all the other good things, but there are some bad things here that really do suck. I did find a couple glitches with my screensaver though, where, you know, I'm going to take my mouse, I'm going to activate my screensaver. Well, right there it activates, which is fine. But, you know, you've got that feature where you can push from one screen to another, and your mouse and your keyboard follow it. That can sometimes go a little weird from one computer to the other. That never glitched before. Now we have a glitch where, okay, I'm going to go, this is my corner where I want to start my screensaver, okay, but I can have my push on either side, and right now I've got actually all my systems locked out because I'm like really friggin' annoyed. I'm like trying to play a friggin' video game, and I had both computers running because I had something else going on the other computer, and it's like, oh, and it's like, where'd my mouse control go? You know? So I had to actually turn all that feature off. So if you're playing video games, turn the push stuff off, especially if you got more than one Mac turned on, or even your tablet. Make sure that doesn't allow it either, because that can get a little bit annoying. I'm like trying to play friggin' Minecraft here, and it's like, what happened? Oh, it's on this screen now. Lock it out. So anyway, there's good points and bad points on that one, because it never used to be that bad of a problem. But I also have found the problem where maybe push was turned on to this side where I could go across. I'm not even using this. My mouse is just for here, right? So this mouse ain't gonna move, but then I go in my corner here, it didn't activate my screensaver. It shoved my mouse over to here. It's like, I thought I turned that off. So we do have a couple little glitches here and there that hopefully Apple can resolve in the next update. You know, it seems they fix one thing and cause a few other hiccups here and there. I mean, but at least it's not major. But if you turn all that garbage off, you shouldn't have a problem, okay? So anyway, that's what I got for you guys on this video. I'm so sorry it took 20 minutes, but you got to know what's happening here so that you understand, so you don't freak out and have a spaz attack. So anyways, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Ciao.